When a movie is filmed for and projected in IMAX, the large format that you're watching isn't just about the size of the theater screen, it's also about the size of the image on the screen print. This is a single frame of IMAX 70mm film. It runs horizontally through the projector and it's called 15 perf because there are 15 perforations in the film for every frame. This picture is almost 10 times the size of that stored on a standard 35mm frame, which has the same size perforations on smaller film and has to share real estate with the soundtrack on the right. That's a difference in detail that I can see with my naked eye, both on the frame and when it's projected on a 90-foot tall film screen. Tested went to IMAX's LA headquarters to tour their vault of film prints, embed with technicians splicing together reels heavier than me and larger than this table, and visit the projection booth of their in-house theater, where some of the world's greatest directors come daily to review and sign off on their vision, printed in film's largest format. Greg, you told me this is about 2.5 minutes of film, give or take?
Yeah, that's right.
I was a projectionist in my youth, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around the volume and weight. How do you guys handle something as simple as like dailies or post-production?
Well, we have a team that does that,
Yeah.
and which you'll meet in a second. And so we take this large roll of film. This actually is not as big as some. They go up to 1,000, even bigger than that. They all get assembled onto the rewind on a larger reel through the rewind bench.
Okay.
And they get spliced, and we wheel them out there, which you'll see as well. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's walk through this
let's do
process.
that.
Okay.
All right, Adam. So this is print assembly.
All right, so this is where heavy things get assembled into heavier things,
exactly.
and then eventually they leave.
Yes.
God, the volume of it is just staggering.
Yeah. We have a lot of stations here. A lot of work gets done. Irving has a group of 2, so 3 altogether in print assembly.
How many platters are you processing out of this room in a day?
It really depends. I mean, generally they're working on one at a time.
Okay.
It really depends if we have multiple titles happening at the same time. In this case, we have one film that is getting plattered up for a screening this afternoon. And it's basically a bunch of film out reels that are processed and printed at Photochem. And we're going to show them here at our theater.
It's amazing. I mean, I remember my rewind table at the theater was like the size of a thing. This is the size of my first apartment in New York.
Yes, these are custom. There's one of one, and they're very old, but they work.
Amazing. Hey, Irving.
Okay. How are you?
Good to see you. So you have been here for 33 years?
Yes, I am.
Is it safe to say that you have touched almost every print that's come out of here?
I would say yes.
Okay, so walk me
Pretty
through what happens here.
Usually when they start a production, they go with making dailies. And every daily that is made, we come to this place, then it's get to be a screen review, make sure that there is no scratches that physically look okay. Because the scratches can happen in the camera and the negatives, or it can happen in printing in the lab. So you want to make sure that everything is okay. Also, everything that we had a screen, we keep a record. So we had like records in 1980s.
Yeah.
We keep all those records. Every single roll that have been screened, they keep a record and we keep it on.
So every last thing that's come through here is chronicled?
Yes.
Okay.
And right now we're working in a project, a demo, and I'm gonna pull, there is different pictures they're making from different parts of the movies.
Yeah.
And right now we are trying to put a portion of that movie and put it together like a puzzle, and then that's what we're gonna do right now. Looking for a specific scene.
Can I help?
You can roll it if you feel comfortable. But we're just gonna roll it. This was built like a month ago.
Okay.
And probably it was made with you have probably 100 scenes inside this.
Okay, so this is our daily reel with like 100 scenes in it.
Yes, and then we're gonna look for a specific one that they need right now. But they just give us, we need this, and we have to find it in all of this.
You have to go through this and figure out where it is. Okay.
And usually that's why we try to keep this kind of list, so they will give me an idea where they are.
Amazing.
Because otherwise it will be impossible to find it. And after that, the piece that we're gonna find there is gonna go into this little roll, and from that roll we're gonna take a portion of the same material and go into the demo that they need to screen tomorrow, actually.
Gotcha.
Tráeme un plato de los otros. And this is like an old tape machine. Remember when you push the cassette tape and you play, move this way or move that way?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is like that.
Oh, that's what it is, okay.
Yes. So this one will, if I want to push over there, move over there, just press this one. Or if I want to go the other way, go that way, stop and
Gotcha. And
kind of,
this is
it's
speed
very
control.
simple. And these are only tension, you know, because you need,
okay.
it's a lot, you need tension, and these are the speed control, which is how one here
Gotcha.
is the same one, the same control. And they've been here for more than 35 years, so
These have been here longer than you?
Yes.
Okay.
But this one, he said that start from chop 78 to 101, which is what we got here.
Okay, so now you go find that.
78, because it start 78 and then I'm gonna go all the way. It start from 1, but
But
it's
that
a
means that
different-
all of these have already been left and
yes,
refiled.
in a different platters.
Gotcha.
Because you can, these platters only can hold like a 1 hour platter, and sometimes we had screenings of 2 hours plus, so we need to build into small platters like this and then take it to whatever we need to screen.
That's the small platter.
This is the regular platter, 45-inch platter. This is the standard for most of the films.
Gotcha.
But a big movie, 2 hours and a half movie, will go in 3 of these. And then you build it into 1 platter in whatever theater you go. Yes.
I find myself wondering, there's a machine shop somewhere in the world that just makes these. I mean, maybe there's more than one, but I mean, it's got to be a pretty bespoke business. Look at that. Wow.
So here we are putting tension on this side, so it will not wind loose to this.
Yep.
So we got, and then you have closures so it can allow the engine to engage to the platter and it can rotate. So this one we're gonna go that way, which is ready there, and just help a little bit. And because you cannot go, see, it doesn't have no numbers, no nothing. We just
You just go and then you go hunt for it.
Yes.
But you know that it's probably right around
somewhere there, yeah, because this 100 shot, but it's starting from shot 78, so probably somewhere in here.
Holy cow. It really is sort of blowing my mind, just the sheer weight, the sheer volume of plastic and aluminum required to move these pieces and prints around. This is less than an hour of film, but it's such a resolution that it weighs, dozens and dozens of pounds. It's amazing. It's like the single heaviest component of flying an airplane is its fuel. Like, you don't really think about that, but it really is like most of managing an airplane's weight is about managing the weight of its fuel. And for some reason, that seems to me to have some parity to, like, if you want the best, the sharpest film format, well, it's going to get heavy, and it's going to get heavy in a hurry. That's the splice, yeah?
Yeah, that's the thing.
So you have a
splice.
cutter that cuts the...
Yes, and this is the one that does that.
Oh, so is that the difference between this splicer and that
Yes.
splicer?
That
This one does the zigzag
This
cut.
one does the zigzag, so you can pull it apart and put it back like a puzzle. But this one, once you do one of those, because it's kind of welded, so you cannot tear it apart. If you tear it apart, you cannot put it back together.
So this is for like final assembly?
Yes.
And this is for temporary
Yes.
assembly. Gotcha. Okay, so we're in part of the projection room here.
We are below it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I help? Can I help put load this? Oh, amazing. Okay.
So now we're lifting the platter up onto the Mark II reel unit.
Okay, now we're gonna lock it in.
Ah,
We had
okay.
a pin to lock, and also we had the screw. If you can pass me this one, and that just got tight in there.
All right.
Now, this is going up to the projector, and so we need a lot of thread leader, and we're gonna spoon a lot of it. So because the projectors are in the second floor, so you see it's gonna travel from here all the way up and then coming down. So it's not gonna be the actual movie, it's just leader.
Right. So this is all just blank film, but it's going to travel all the way up where that rope's going through the hole?
Yes.
Because all the work is done down here and all the heavy lifting comes down on the first floor, there was no real way to get these into the booth, as you'll see when we go up there.
So the weight of this means that architecturally, this is an accommodation because of how heavy these are.
It is, and it might seem crazy, like why would you invent something like that? But it works.
Amazing.
Yep,
You
yep.
guys must, though, have some intense HVAC here because I would imagine small amounts of dust can damage this print over time.
Yeah, it's not as big a deal as it is with negative.
Of course.
And we have special rollers too that help make sure that everything's clean before it goes into the projector.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a lot of film he just wound up there. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, how many feet, Irving, do you have of leader on the head?
I don't know, probably like 100 feet.
Wow.
So IMAX film is 337 feet per minute, so that's just over, 20 seconds of leader, right?
Wow. 330, and 35 millimeters, like,
90 feet.
yeah.
Per minute. Yeah.
Right, an hour is a mile in 35 millimeter. Oh my God, the cable carries the film up.
Okay, now we're gonna walk up
Okay.
and pull this so we can
Okay, so
continue
you go
threading.
up there and pull it. You don't
Yes.
just.
We just go like fishing in
Okay.
Canada.
I'm still wrapping my head around the fact that this travels 30 feet into the ceiling to get to the projector.
Yeah, it does. And then it has to come back down.
Oh my God, of course it does.
Yes.
So it travels another 30 feet back
That's
down
right.
to get the take-up reel, which
Right
is,
down here.
of course it's there. That's insane. I love that works.
It is amazing.
For 3D movies, is it double this?
It is double this. Yeah, we actually have a whole other Mark II assembly platter system over there. And if you notice, there's these little pulleys that go over your head.
Yeah.
And so we actually have two sets that can go up there for left eye and right eye film projection.
Oh my God. 2 separate gigantic prints for left eye and right eye.
Yes.
Amazing. Just to give you a sense of the size of this is a roughly hour-long reel and loaded with film weighs about 300 pounds. This is a 68-inch reel, holds just shy of 3 hours, weighs almost 600 pounds, and this is not their biggest reel. This is their second biggest reel. Crazy. I'm only a tiny bit taller than this.
So here's Yvonne with the film that came from below.
I just love that these are bolted to the engineer in me thinks this shouldn't be possible, but it's perfect. Okay, so what's the next step for this to get into the projector?
So he's gonna go through the rollers.
Okay.
And we're gonna be using that film projector.
So this is the David Keeley Theater booth.
Gotcha.
And we have 3 sets of projectors, 1 film and 2 digital.
Okay, so that's a set of film projectors.
Yes.
A set of digital projectors and another digital
That's right.
projector.
And they're all on a rail system. That allows us to basically prep for a session. So we might have a digital session 10 minutes ago, it wraps, and then we have to basically go right into film. So they can prep all this and load it all up, and then slide it over in literally 5 minutes, we're operating on film.
Amazing. And is the reason there's 2 digital projectors is for stereo projection?
Yes, and also to get the power we need on the screen. That's our GT digital projection system.
So you double it?
Yeah, it's full 143. In fact, every morning we have a calibration system. Anytime these projectors move, We have an auto calibration system that converges the two projectors.
Wow. And so you're putting one image on top of the other to get the maximum amount of brightness from the digital projection.
Yes, this is the only way to achieve full 1:4:3 digital projection in IMAX.
So even though he is spooling the film into the film projector, that projector is still going to move into its final position.
That's right.
And this rig can accommodate that.
Absolutely.
Again, an engineer in me is like, this shouldn't really work.
It shouldn't, but it does.
Oh, right, and then it's coming back.
That's right. This is the return trip.
Through the same hole.
Right, because left eye, right eye.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Going fishing. Yeah, and here's the film projectors going into place. You can run both these projectors if you're doing 3D, but also if you're doing a rollover. So basically, if you're going to transfer over from one to the other, if he had, let's say, two different reels that we needed to go from one to the other, we could go into that mode.
So you don't have little burn holes in the corner of the...
Yeah.
Because I remember doing the changeover.
And the second one?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You don't do that. How do you know when to do the changeover?
Because we're not doing it for final product.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll basically just change over to the other one when we
Totally
need to. But
fair.
it's all in sync. Even our sound is basically a digital track that goes in on an optical disc, and we ingest it into a hard drive system.
And it syncs up with that.
It syncs up with the film, exactly. Similar to the DTS system.
Gotcha. All right, so this is the business end of the process we just watched. A director who is working on a film with IMAX is coming in a few minutes to watch some dailies of their film. We can't tell you what it is, but it's now been spooled into this projector and it's about to be projected. Everything about this process is sort of gargantuan and incredible to me. And I can only imagine how thrilling it is for that director to see their footage in such a format. It's got to be intoxicating.